know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the war field.
This episode of Chief Concerns is brought to you by betonline.ag and Underdog Fantasy. BetOnline continues to be the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, the NBA, college basketball, to NHL and UFC, BetOnline is the number one sports betting source for the new year. From touchdowns to three-pointers and hat tricks, BetOnline has you covered on every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Want to make some quick cash during the rest of the NFL playoffs? There's still time to embrace your inner underdog. Over the last 4 weeks, we have given 15 selections and have cashed on 13 of them, predicting higher or lower on multiple different player statistics. So we are ready to continue this heater into the conference championship and beyond. So if you've yet to download the Underdog app, do so now and get free cash. Click the link in the description or use promo code CHIEFCONCERNS, that's one word, to claim your free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. It's conference championship weekend, so let's continue to keep the good vibes in 2025. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Monday Morning Tight End on your Monday evening. I'm Marcus Dash. Right there, on the right there is our guy, tight end extraordinaire, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn.
What's up? What is up, Marcus? What's going down, brother? What's happening? This is a nice Monday morning. Did something happen yesterday? That
I believe this team from Kansas City, I believe they are headed back to the Super Bowl again for a potential three-peat. I think that's what happened. Yeah.
Really?
It's a really cool story, yeah.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah.
That happened yesterday.
That happened yesterday.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That's an amazing accomplishment. I didn't think I'd see this day, but here it is. Here it is. So yes, sir. Yes, sir, baby. Kansas City Chiefs are heading back to the Super Bowl, like you said, for a three-peat. Keep this thing going. I tell you what, man. All today, I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't really watch any of like the pundit shows or any of the analysts. I didn't listen to any people talk about the Chiefs. I didn't. Like I barely got on Twitter. I think I got on Twitter and might have like retweeted maybe a couple things. And that was pretty much it. That was all. But then of course, I watched the film, watched the game about 3 more times, just kind of dissecting some of the things that we did really well, some things that we had to start working on, especially coming against this Philadelphia Eagles team that punched their ticket to go to the show. So I want to congratulate Philadelphia Eagles and those guys up there for getting into the big dance as well. And this is a run back. This is a rematch, from a couple of years ago, man. So here it is again, Kansas City Chiefs against the Philadelphia Eagles, baby. Yes, sir. So
what I love about this is that Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl was the one that jump started the three-peat. Now, Philadelphia's got a chance to try to stop that three-peat, the team that started the three-peat. Now they got a chance to kind of maybe nip it in the bud, but I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. But I think that's a cool component to the whole thing, like the team that really we begun the three-peat journey with. And now they, that's for part 3, can they stop us?
Yeah.
In the third chapter.
Hey, man, they're going to have their hands full. Just let them know. We looked really good yesterday, offensively, defensively, special teams wise. We looked really good. It was a great win for us. And, shout out, man, to the Buffalo Bills for putting on a great season. It was really a very, very hard fought game. We knew what it was going to be. So I just want to congratulate those guys to getting to where they got to. And so for them, hey, they need to hold their heads up because they gave a valiant effort, until this thing. The reality is, they just ran into a buzzsaw called the Kansas City Chiefs. And so, yeah, they're not the only ones. There was a lot of teams. Matter of fact, we had 15 wins. And so we put a lot of guys out. And so I think I did see that part. My wife showed me. She's like, "Did you see Josh Allen and what he's?" I said, "No, I didn't see any of it." She said, "He looked really sad. I felt sorry for him." I'm like, "Yeah, I hey, it's tough. It's tough. I know. Hey, when you try an all training camp, all off season, you're investing all your time, all your energy and efforts to get your body together, try to work on, getting your mental together. Trying to have some type of zen, your spiritual life, like all these components to achieve this one thing that everybody in the NFL that is playing this game, to start camp, is trying to get to a Super Bowl and to win it. This is what this thing is all about. And so for the guys to put in all the time and the effort, and I know this because I played for a number of years, Marcus, in the NFL, I don't think people realize how hard it is, let alone to make the playoffs, but get to the AFC Championship, NFC Championship games, right? Conference Championship games, and then get to the Super Bowl and then win it. I don't think people realize how exhausting it can be. How taxing it is on a body and your family, all those different things, emotionally, up and down, like you just go through.
And that's just going once. Imagine doing that 5 in the last 6 years.
Oh my God, that's what I'm saying. Right. Like Kansas City Chiefs have been doing. And so, we talked about this yesterday on the show about some of this, some of this hate that's coming in and whatnot. Now, I think, I talked to my nephew today, and my nephew, he said some things. I think he kind of felt a little sorry for us too. He said, it's not really warranted, the type of hate that we got. Okay. I don't know if Neph's out here or not, but, I was just like, you know what, Neph, you're right. We don't deserve the type of hate that we're receiving right now. The vitriol that is coming our way because people feel like things are rigged. They don't even want to look at the evidence of things. They don't want to look at refs and, evidence, communication of particular viewpoints, perspectives, right? On the officials, the ones that go through it all the time to get paid to do what they do, right? They don't care. Nope, it's rigged. No, doing it for the Chiefs. Look, here's this, here's that, here's this. And it's so crazy to me. But, like I said, man, I'm not bothered by none of it. I think I seen Drew Tranquil. I retweeted something that Drew said. And I was just like, you know what, Drew, that sums it up right there. I don't even have to tweet anything. I don't have to tweet anything. That sums it up. Hey, retweet. So I don't know. I might have to send it to you because I was just like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So
yeah, I know Drew called out Will Compton and Dave Portnoy on Twitter last night.
Really? I didn't see Will. I did see Dave Portnoy. But him in himself. I think he's kind of Dave.
He's an acquired taste.
He is very much so. I don't know. I was going to try to say, how you must don't if you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say nothing at all. Exactly. I think Dave sometimes has his moments. So I'm like, okay, it's kind of funny in the things he does. I like when he gives some of the reviews on pizzas and stuff. But the other stuff, man, I think he's just a shield. He's a joker that's out there speaking and talking. And I'm like, this sucker ain't laced not one shoe up. I know he ain't putting not one thing in the ground. And the things he's saying, obviously, because he's a big Buffalo Bills fan. I get it. Your team.
he's a Boston sports fan. He was just rooting for the Bills. Like, he was
Yeah,
anti.
Boston. Yeah, that's right. He is Boston, but yeah, he's anti-Chiefs is what you're saying, right? So even then, but I did see that there's somewhat of a campaign of like boycott the Super Bowl. And I'm like, really? You gonna boycott the Super Bowl? Is that right? So it's almost it has like the taste and the feel of almost when everybody wanted to boycott the NFL. You know what I mean? When guys were, kneeling and they were trying to make it all political. And I'm like, you telling me you're gonna start watching football because of something personalize yourself to thinking and perceive there's some problem there that all of a sudden people are gonna stop watching. And I was just like, yeah, fine. You could be idiotic if you want to and do that. If you allow your personal feelings and all these different things to get to you where you will stop watching great football games and guys competing and working hard to get to where they got to, then sure. Then that just tells me all I need to know about you. Really, it does. So, yeah. And I think YB Negative said it's a good luck with the boycott. And it's still going to be one of the most rated shows out there, most watched shows on television, cable, whatever it is that you want to see. So,
because you're gonna have a lot of people who don't want the Chiefs to win, and they're gonna want to watch. It's like you remember this, JD, back in the crazy of wrestling days when you had the WCW versus they had the NWO. People watched because they wanted Hollywood Hulk Hogan and those guys to lose, and they wanted them to, they wanted it to lose. They wanted to see the bad guys, but they wanted to see the bad guys fail. There's people are still going to watch. Like he can say boycott all day he wants. They're still going to watch to hope the Chiefs fail. So that's they're still going to watch. It's dumb to say to boycott the Super Bowl.
Well, hey man, the fact that they're trying to get traction with this, I think is so silly. It's idiotic. It's ridiculous. But hey, whatever. Hey, fine. Stay where you want to stay at. Don't look at the game. All the other ones, we'll watch it anyway. Okay, we'll have a good time while we do it. And so you can sit back sulking and in your own little room in the dark, banging out conspiracy theories all you want to, wear your tinfoil hat. Have at it, buddy. Have at it. Okay, Dave and whoever else is out there. So it's all funny, man. But before I really get started, we ain't really started. Before we get started, man, I just want to say what's up to everybody who's in the chat, who everybody's coming in. We had a good crowd last night that came in to come watch us kind of do our thing, and I appreciate everybody come back saying that. So Martin Moore, good to see you. Kevin Mars, what's up, my guy? Vegas Chiefs Kingdom, my guy that's out there in Vegas. Keep chopping wood. Keep them joking honest out there. I know they're haters out there, man. Keep wearing your Chief stuff. All right. Double A. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? What's happening? G Pick. What's up, G Pick? Sam McBride is in the house. YB Negative is here. Don Peterson. Andrea Chanel. What's up, Andrea? Hope everything, prayers is always sent out to you. Still giving you love and hugs out here, and hope everything is healing for you and your family right now, Andrea. But you've been on our mind. Every time we start this, you haven't been on here. I always look to see your name because I know you're going to be on here. But we believe me, we was there with you as well. Okay, we know you was here with in spirit. So absolutely, still praying for you, sweetie. Still praying for you. See who else we got on here. Hearts and Roses. What's up, Hearts and Roses? Hannah is in here. What's going on, Hannah? I'm putting out good vibes. The sports broadcasts are still singing different tunes today. The whiners are still whining. Well, that's a shocker. Yeah, you would think people that would change, a little bit of their tune. Nah, they're gonna still whine. We know that, Hannah. We understand that, and that's okay. We'll let them have that. Witchy Hall's in here. Happy Victory Monday, Chiefs Concerns family. What's up? Happy Victory Monday to you, Witchy Hall, as well. Let me see. Who else we got in here right now? I'm the Brown. What up, I'm the Brown? I know you got some good stuff out here. Brian Hong. JD called for the blue 10 and it happened. Blue tent. That's what I did. I called for a few things. I'm out. Keys to victory. There's a few things we had to do. Okay. Still got a couple of these things up here, Marcus. Let's see. We're in the line of scrimmage. Who's going to show up? And I'm going to get into that today. I'm going to show exactly who all showed up today in the game. A lot of unsung heroes, names we haven't really heard before, got an attaboys from old JD over here, Coach Dunn. We must stop Josh Allen at all costs. Stop him. And stop him we did when we needed to. Okay? And that was vital. It was imperative for what we do for our win. Great job, defense, from stopping Josh Allen. Okay? Can't let the tight end beat us. He didn't let the tight end beat us. We didn't let him beat us. Okay? It didn't happen. Bo got hit by one. Then we got a good, he can make another good play on the other one. Bring the pain, the thumper. We brought the pain to them jokers. Yes, sir, we did. We brought the pain to them. Heck yeah. Them suckers, they sore. They sore not only just their feelings hurt, but their bodies is banged up and hurting too. All right? We got to keep them out of the end zone. Well, we accomplished it when we needed to. Okay? Accomplished it when we needed to. So, yeah, that was good. That was good. We'll talk about that even more on here as well. Let me see. Who else is in here? Eric 0215. What's going on, my guy? Good to see you in here. Cherry Kubrick. What an amazing game. Never doubt the Chiefs. Never doubt the Chiefs. You'd be a fool to do it. Never doubt them. But we good with Charles Driver. What's up, my guy? Good to see you. Ginger Girl's in here. Confirmation bias. Yeah, no doubt about it. Of course, we know what it is. Marion Oliver. Winners hate losing and losers hate winners. Yeah. So such is life. Such is life. So King Mo's. Dave is a Bills super fan. Okay, that's what I thought. All right. I knew he liked the Bills. Mike Brennan. Dave lost $1 million when Buffalo got beat. Yeah, that'd put you in a bad mood. Hate on everything. Air won't even feel good to you. Won't even, saying,
he had Gruden on in his post-game reaction podcast last night because Gruden works for Barstool now. Gruden was pretty much telling him like that all the crybabies need to shut up and say it's not rigged. Pretty much calling out everybody who's a conspiracy theorist in this whole thing.
Yeah, true.
The Bills lost this game. It wasn't a refs.
Yeah, talking to an NFL coach. You're talking to a guy that has won the Super Bowl. It is not rigged. So you can believe what you want to believe, man. But hey, if you want to live in that world, fine, so be it. Fine, so be it. I just said, thanks so much. I appreciate my CC family. I let my niece hear, and she said, thanks so much, CC family. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. I'm glad you did. Okay. Continue to send her our love as well, Andrea. Please. So King Mo was in here. Reese 913 said it. He said it's crazy how the Patriots have real legit cheating scandals and they are still respected as a dynasty. It's true. Talk your talk, Reese 913. That's a fact right there. And it's almost like they'll legitimize Tom Brady and that entire dynasty in itself. Yet, we had talked about the inflate gate, the Tuck rule. We talked about, cheating scandal, obviously with Belichick, looking at plays and getting guys signals and all those different things. Hey, man. But somehow they're the golden boys of the NFL and all this down and stuff like that. I'm not, and look, I'm here and I'm willing to say it. And everybody was talking about the GOAT conversation and what, like, well, for me, this is me. When Patrick Mahomes wins this three-peat, he will go down in my book as the GOAT. That's for me. I respect Tom Brady for the things he's been able to accomplish, what he's done. Hard to duplicate, to even see. But we see right now, we have a guy that's here that's been playing at such a high level that it's hard to deny that. And I've seen somebody they were using the whole Jordan and LeBron debate. They were sitting there saying, well, this LeBron, who, they obviously compared to Patrick Mahomes because he's a new blood, new breed of guys. He's blown out the water as far as like numbers. So you could take it for what you will. Take it for what you will. But for me, I'm sitting there thinking, like, how do you deny that? What's up, baby? Hey, sweetie. Hi, Dad. Hey, everybody. You see that Jason Dunn right here? She said, hi, Dad. That's my baby that had her birthday yesterday. So if y'all can, Chiefs Concerned family, please wish my daughter a happy birthday, a happy belated birthday. It was a birthday yesterday. We enjoyed the game and enjoyed her birthday weekend. And that's my princess right there. It's one of them.
It wasn't the refs. Remember, it wasn't the refs yesterday. It was her birthday. That's the reason why the Chiefs won yesterday, everybody. The real reason.
That's the real reason. That's right. That's right. So, but yeah, man, it's about time is in here. Old school. KC, Harley Race used to come to my house as a kid and drink up with my dad. Oh, really? Harley Race? Oh, wow. Okay. DeMonte Greenbee's in here. Hippie Cypriot. Lynn Julian is here. Optimistic James in the house. Neff is in here. Word, what's going on, Neff? Good to see you. Good to see you. So there's Sweetie. What's up, baby? Oh, high value, high yield. Easy win, baby. Hey, that's money in the bank. It's money in the bank. We know that. So it's good. Great win. So yeah. But this is what we seen all yesterday, man. So this is everybody I see right now. Good to see everybody. Daniel Akers is here. Maria's in here as well. Appreciate Kevin Morris. Thank you right here, man. Appreciate the contribution, sir. Thank you so much. So we're going to get into it. So anything y'all want to shout out? Jay Kelsey's in here. Oh, here goes the happy birthdays. So if my sweetie's looking at it, she's looking happy birthday to her. Ray 028 is there as well. So my brother, like I said, great win. It was a great win for yesterday. We understand there's people that's not going to like what we do, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. Quite comfortable with the hate and disdain they have for the Chiefs. Okay. But for the ones that understand and respect what football is all about, and those guys going out there and playing a hard-fought game, that's every single guy, we know what it is. And we enjoy watching y'all go out there and putting y'all bodies on the line to win and challenge for this Super Bowl. And so we brought, the Hunt Trophy, brought it here, home where it needed to be. So I don't know, Marcus. I want to get a little misty-eyed, talking about these things sometimes, really proud of these guys. I am proud of them. Did a hell of a job that game. So go ahead, sir.
Yeah, no, I was saying, as we all are a little bit, I think everyone gets a little sentimental and emotional with seeing our team, go through this. You look at I think every year we talk about it, right? You look back at the years that, we've had to endure as either players of the team or, as fans of the team, and that's the thing. It's like for us, growing up, I remember crying after we lost the no punt game, and you lived through that. So I'm sure you had your own emotions in the locker room after that game. And, you guys had it's a hard fought season. You guys were undefeated for a bit of that season, and then you lose in a no punt game. And, as fans, it's like, wow, I thought that was the team. And when people still talk about our team in the 2003 season, everyone talks about that everyone thought that was going to be the Super Bowl team. And you guys obviously thought that as well. But
yes,
when people look back at that, that's the kind of the last era before the Andy Reid took over, where everyone was like, that was the epitome of Chiefs football, your era when you were there. And then some dark days approached shortly after that. And then it wasn't until Andy Reid came over in 2013 where things started to kind of change a little bit. But yeah, we've been through the ringer. And now we're starting to see something over the last 6 years, living in the Super Bowl last 5 of the 6 years. And it's pretty insane to think about. And just, we always say, don't take it for granted. But at the end of the day, don't take it for granted, man.
No. The thing is, we don't know when it's ever happen again, right? For any team, to be honest with you. Okay, so and it happening with your squad, man. I mean, whew, we gotta understand where we are. Like really, Brian Birch said, "History in the making." Good to see you, Brian. 100%. This is history in the making. And the thing is, any of these other fan bases, if it had been their teams, they would be the exact same way. It would be the exact same way. So, hey, have a little bit of heart and empathy, and just like, okay, man, you know what? These guys are putting their heart out there and playing. Man, just enjoy it. Enjoy it. Some football. Yes, your team is not here. We understand your team didn't make it. Better luck next year. All right? Better luck next year. But here we are.
Here we are.
So,
here we are.
Here we are. I just got a text. Hold on. I just got a text from, my brother, Tim. My brother Tim says, get your team ready because we're coming with the thunder and lightning. Go Eagles. Yes. So I told you, man, we got family here that are Eagles fans and Chiefs fans, and a lot of the Eagles fan, obviously, because if y'all don't know, the people on here, I used to play with the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, I played up there. I got drafted with Philly. I was Philly's second pick in 1996, and so that was my first home in the NFL. And I still have family that's loyal to them. Obviously, my brother that lived up there. So tell Tim to watch it. Nah, I ain't gonna tell Tim to watch my tongue. Not at all. That's my big brother. So I know big brother's giving it to me. I'm gonna give it to him back. So that's how we get it. So it's good time. I had to send this picture to you. You might have to share it, Marcus. But go ahead. I know what you're gonna say.
No, I was going to say, we talk about how a couple of years ago, which was the Kelsey Bowl, but it was also the Dunn Bowl as well, and we got the repeat of the Dunn Bowl. So a house divided in the JD household when it comes to Super Bowl this year again.
Yeah. I
remember I saw multiple Dunn jerseys being worn in your little Super Bowl party. Some people were wearing the 87, and others were wearing the 89 jersey.
Mm-hmm. That's right. 87 in Philly. So Susan said, Tim better hide. Susan's going to jump on him. But yeah, it's a house divided. And what I love about it is that my family, just in support of me, just come in. And I see like a lot of families like they are now when guys are playing. I see obviously Worthy's mom and sister, Najee and his family. Okay, we see Travis Kelce, Swifties, and all of that. Patrick, you name them. And I love it because it's such a family affair. And guys never want to forget that. That's the beautiful thing about it, because it's just not the guys that's going. Okay, the family gets to celebrate these things as well. So I want to give it out to them because they make sacrifices too. So shout out to the families of these players. Okay, the guys are out there because you got to be there when the guys, if they do get beat, the tears and consoling and all those good things, you got to be there for them. And for the guys that made it, y'all get to celebrate this incredible time. Just being a part of it, man, is just a wonderful thing. It's just a wonderful thing. So that's why I said, hey, look, these families are a part of this thing too. And so I never want to diminish what they do, how they play a part in this whole thing too, Marcus. Okay, it's very important, very important. It's my brother Tim, man. I love him to death. So, we got something for all them Eagles. We got something right here for them, though. Sorry.
But so with tonight's episode, JD alluded to it. We'll be talking about grades, and JD will be going over some of the guys he saw. And I think I saw someone that King Mo may have talked about the safeties. Very interested to hear what you say about the secondary, JD, when we do the show tonight. So that'll be interesting. Comment from, this is a new name, Klabata Chisha. Appreciate the contribution, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Klabata Chisha, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate that.
KC Chiefs made NFL history by making to 3 consecutive Super Bowls. Now it's time to be the all-time greats in New Orleans. Hey,
that's it. That's it.
Get it, baby.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Get it. Well, welcome to the channel, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. And the thing is, down in New Orleans, man, it's going to be a crazy, crazy time. People have asked, man, you going down to the Super Bowl? I said, man, look, not on your life. I've been to several Super Bowls around it. And I think I told you, I think one of the last Super Bowls I actually went to was down in New Orleans when I was like, man, I'm not coming to another one unless we make it. And that means going into the stadium. I go into like all the parties, go hang out, the media time, and just go do it's a great time. It really is. But it's going to be madness down there. Madness.
Cheapest ticket I saw, $6,200 for the cheapest ticket.
That's ridiculous. Now,
Great.
that's what I don't like. What do you say?
$6,200.
Come on, man.
Cheapest.
That's the cheapest. Well, I'm gonna say this, okay? This is me talking, but I think it's ridiculous what they're doing right now with keeping some of the fans out and giving all of this money to corporate people to buy tickets, for their own corporate buddies and everybody to get in and enjoy themselves. $6,200 a ticket? That's insane. That's insane. That to me, that's man. I don't know
YB says $4,000 a night for hotels too.
Ridiculous.
It's nuts.
Ridiculous. Look, I get people trying to make money, but when you get to that place where you just outprice for the normal people, the Joes and all those, like Don says, real fans get up there, then you've lost me. You have absolutely lost me. And I think you just, it's capitalism on steroids and everybody's trying to take advantage of market when they have it. And like I said, I get it, but people want to make money but it goes down to that's what it is all about, period, and point blank. So that's a shame, man. That's a shame. So, man.
We aren't knocking everybody who can afford these things. We're saying that it's an astronomical amount. Ed, I see a retired military here. I can afford $6,200. Not saying you can't afford that. Just saying it's an astronomical ticket price. So,
well, Ed, I'm gonna say this. Good for you that you can afford it. There's a lot of people that have watched this journey, who's been there for the games day in and day out, who has scrounged to get money to go to these games, to watch the Chiefs in person, and then all of a sudden get to the place where you can't even get down to the Super Bowl. And I feel like it's not just, man. It isn't, because it's so commercialized, so much money involved with all of this stuff that, people can't get it. And bruh, good for you. Ed, seriously, I'm glad you can't afford it, man.
Oh, he said I can't. He said, I'm sorry. I meant to say I can't.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Well,
he agrees with us.
Yeah, I'm speaking to you, Ed. Ed, I'm speaking to you, brother. Speaking to you, man. So,
look at that.
Look at that.
That's supportive family right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Yes, it is. It's a lot of money. So I think About Time said it's reflective of the players' paychecks.
Ticket prices reflect players' paychecks.
Nah, I say it's more so. This is the corporate side of the NFL just making money. This is other people around it. This ain't the players' paychecks. Guys who've been getting paid without even the Super Bowl. So that's not what that is. This has to do with everybody sitting there saying, like, I'm gonna get a piece of that pie. That's what we're gonna do. And so if I'm sitting up here charging $6,200 for a seat, and that's the cheapest one, I can imagine what they're doing now for 50-yard yard lines and the lower decks and stuff. What that could be. Hey man, they gonna grease each other's palms. That's what goes on, right? So 10 out of 10.
Appreciate you, Ed.
Ed, man, appreciate it, brother. Hey, God, appreciate you, man.
And that's a new name. I don't think I've seen that out there around here before. But hey, appreciate the love, man.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I remember. So my buddy used to work for the Chiefs. He was a videographer when we won the Super Bowl down in Miami. He was a videographer, and they gave everybody on the team one ticket. So if you work for the team, if you were like a videographer, all the people in like the marketing department got one ticket they could give to somebody. So he gave it to one of his family members. But then he was like, "Hey, like they're offering us for discounts for other people who want to come for plane one night hotel stay and ticket all together." He was like, "It's actually a good deal, $5,000." I'm like, "Dude, like, no." Not doing that. That's a good deal. Who are you talking to here? We get out of here.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's great. It's a great deal. I get it. Hey, I appreciate it, but I can't afford that. Can't afford it is what they saying. Barbershop said it's not worth it at all. No, it isn't. It's not. It's not worth it. Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say, especially if it puts you in a position that tightens your pockets, you don't want to do that. Now, look, go down to New Orleans, drive down. Be around the festivities if you like to. If you want to go to like one of the many Super Bowl parties or bars or something that they're showing a game, sure, why not? Be immersed in the entire week of it. You'll enjoy that. Okay, they'll have several events that are affordable for you to get involved. So, do that. But the game and all of that, man, come on, that's ridiculous. Mike Brennan said, like, go ahead.
No, say like just kind of the whole like I think we've talked about the live game experience, where it's like I think I've seen someone in the chat tonight like said like I want to be able to, especially during the Super Bowl, right, where it's become like kind of like a big thing. Where normal Sundays throughout the year, we're watching games, hunkered down, but Super Bowl is more of like a family event, right? It becomes like a family affair where everyone's, people have parties, people have gatherings. It's nice to have those gatherings. You go to the bathroom whenever you want to. You get good price food from wherever you're ordering from. They aren't like beers aren't costing $30, sodas aren't costing $30 like they would at a Super Bowl, or however much they want to charge there. But like, it's more convenient to watch at home, for multiple reasons. And as far as the pocket wise, like, yes, even if you did make $6,000 work, right? It's like the fact that you're going to go to that game the entire time you're thinking about you pay $6,200 for that ticket. And like, you're not going to enjoy that game. You're going to think about, man, especially if your team loses on top of that. You're like, wow, like I literally wasted $10,000, near $10,000 to go watch my team lose in New Orleans. Awful. It sounds like a horrible time.
Yeah, it's a great experience though. Like, yeah, it's one time. Like, hey, do what you want to do with your money. But I get it. I get it, but don't get it. All the work. Shoot. If I got it, I'm like, yeah, I ain't go down there. Even if I got it, I ain't did it.
No.
Look, I told you, I went to Super Bowls, had plenty of times. Stayed in the French Quarter. Had a great place down there. And my friend Stu talks about it all the time because when I was going through there, we seen Dick Vermeil and a couple of other coaches out there. He's like, man, let's go in the South. I said, man, look, coach is eating. I don't want to. He's like, man, come on. And so finally went in. Coach Vermeil like, hey, James, what's going on? And we just had a good time, man. Him, Mike White, I think Al Saunders was in there. I'm trying to think what other coaches from different teams. We had a good time. It's just an amazing time to see a little bit of everybody. You're going to see people down there that obviously play in the NFL that's going to be around that won't care signing autographs and stuff. So if you have a chance to go do that. Sure. It's more affordable. So, but $4,000, I think, was it YB Negative? You said that $4,000 for a hotel? Highway robbery.
Nuts.
Robbing folks. Robbing them. Mike Brennan said, correct me if I'm wrong, but payout for players is much lower than normal game day pay. They are, yes. Everybody gets paid the same when you get into the playoffs. So that's how that works. And so it's really good for guys who might be on, practice squad or guys who's not making a whole lot of money, just not making the, Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce money or Chris Jones, for them to get that extra paycheck, a little bit more than what they expected. So, and it goes up each game. So it's always good. Nico Remigio just got a nice check. That's good for him. And he, you know what? He's earned every single dime. Every single dime that what he's done. So
I can't wait till we get into the special teams portion of our grades tonight. JD, so with our grades tonight, I know last week I introduced a little change up with the officiating. But since this was our last game at Arrowhead until the 2025 season, I thought I'd change it up a little bit and have you grade our fans. Because last night the fans were going wild. That opening drive where Allen almost throws 2 picks in the opening drive, you could hear the fans hooting and hollering, man. And I feel like they played a big part in last night's win, JD.
Yeah. Because I forgot it was grades. I did too. I didn't know. We already been 40 minutes in the show. We ain't even talking about grades yet. So we'll get to it. But look, I say this. I mean this wholeheartedly. But playing in Arrowhead, or GEHA Field, is the best atmosphere and fan base you could possibly play in. And that was one of the things that I could tell bothered the Buffalo Bills. You could tell they were bothered by it. And you could tell that the team was juiced up, energized with what was going on in the stadium for the home team. And so it's so hard to put into words as a player how that feels in the playoffs when you're out there on the field. I remember it, like when you're talking about the one game, it was so electric. I could feel the place shaking. And I was sitting there thinking like, man, what is that? And it was just reverberating all through there. The sounds and everything, man, it was incredible. Incredible. And the fans last night that showed up for the game, I was just saying, man, what a time would it have been to be out there to see this? So for the fan base in Kansas City, which is the best in the NFL, and I keep saying that here, and I will be on that hill, die on it, but these guys always come out and do a hell of a job, always. For the fan grade, I'm gonna give them jokers an A+. That's what the fans get, an A+ for their support. And I ask people to come and get into the wheelbarrow, Marcus. I ask people don't have shaky knees and soft backs. And everybody out there stood out there on business, out there with their chests, giving it all out on the line. And that's all the guys are asking about. That's all they asked for. And they didn't disappoint. So for the fan grade, man, A+, great jobs. Those jokers were out there like they always show up, man. No doubt about it. Bravo. I'm going to give claps to the fans, okay? The Chiefs. Y'all deserve it. Y'all deserve it.
All season long, man. You guys brought your A game. All the fans out there at Arrowhead. It's a shame that it's done now as far as seeing our fans at Arrowhead. Obviously, we talked about the price of tickets, so we're not expecting that many. We're not expecting everyone to go out and pay those $6,000 tickets to go to New Orleans. But you guys brought the heat all season long, like you normally do. So it's just
always
another year of doing your thing.
The times I was out there for the games, I was out on the field the one time. Another time I was in all around just the stadium. I was just, man, taken aback, just seeing it, feeling it, just being there. I loved every moment of it, every single moment of it. I'm sorry, there's just no place like Arrowhead. It isn't. It's not. Been to all the other places. I think the only ones are the new places I got to is the SoFi Field, and then Dallas, and I think a couple others. But other than that, I haven't been out to Vegas. But for the ones I have been to, ain't nothing like Arrowhead. Sorry. Man. It's our people out there, brother. It's our people. Watch the Cheetos. Dust off your hands. Stand up and get loud. Yes, sir. I love it, G-Pick. Love it. A+, love Kansas City. Yeah. Great time. Great time.
Yeah, great year by the fans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they replicate that. I mean, I don't even know how you could do better, but next year let's do it again. Let's bring the playoffs through the Arrowhead again. So they Josh Allen and whoever has to come through again.
Mm-hmm. And we had and the whole debate with the whole stadium and all that still hadn't been solved yet either. I think they kind of just pushed it aside for a little bit for a different time. And
well, I'm sure we'll talk about that a few Wednesdays during the off season, JD.
Yes, you know what? I asked a few people out there what they thought about it. It was really interesting to hear everybody's input. So
Was it mixed?
It was mixed. It was mixed, what I expected. So,
yeah.
But everybody gave me like their reasons why they thought it should either move out, by the racetrack or keep it there. So, all good points. All good points.
All right, JD. Let's get into the offensive plays. Andy Reid and Matt Nagy, which everyone's praising them right now. Everyone's been praising them since last night about the wonderful play calling and like Dan Orlovsky said today, some stuff he's never seen the Chiefs run before.
Yeah. So, like I said before, the Chiefs do a great job of window dressing a lot of things that they do. What makes them very difficult is they give you a lot to look at. They give you a lot that you have to cover, and they did a masterful job yesterday, Andy and Matt Nagy, and I think they took advantage of what some of Buffalo's weaknesses were. And one thing I said about it was we had to win on the line of scrimmage, and they didn't get away from the run game like they did the first playoff game. Much better job calling this game than the last game against Houston. No question about it. And I think what they had to do is they had to actually take stock of everything. Like, okay, listen, let's not try to do too much. We could throw some wrinkles here and there, but there are certain things that we have to do against this team, pass rushing team, a very good front seven to be effective. And I think they did all of that. I think they did all of it, where they was running kind of that whole full house, I call wishbone inverted in the backfield, to doing a lot more pulling guys. And I was saying that we needed to do more kickouts, more counters. We need to do more traps. We had to do all those different things, and we did that. We did all that yesterday. And what I love about it more was they decided to take advantage of it because we knew teams start playing in that box inside and start throwing RPOs. And so the how it works in RPOs, okay, I'm gonna give you all the rule. In RPOs, quarterbacks usually go and they go for the count to see how many people's in the box. And so they look for numbers. So if they outnumber us in the box, meaning 7, then we're going to throw the football. That's usually the rule. If it's less than that, 6 and below, they're going to run it. And so 6 is kind of one of those ones where you could choose whatever it is you want to do. But 7, you absolutely got to throw the football. And so what we did was we did a whole lot of play action, throwing right behind the linebackers, got people involved. Andy and Nagy, incredible doing those things. Same thing, doing a little bit more traps, some counters and whatnot that I was calling for. And it paid off. So for me, Andy and Nagy, the play calling, I don't really think we had any lulls. Sometimes we just didn't hit what we needed to hit. I'm gonna give these guys, man. I'm gonna give them an A. I'm gonna give them an A. Actually, it's not bad. After just kind of looking at it, scoring the points that we did, great job.
An A coming out right out the gate. A plus A. Uh-oh.
A plus. A, not an A.
No,
plus.
I'm saying the fans get the A plus, and then these guys get an A.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
Might be it's the end of the semester. JD's feeling pretty good.
You know what it is? Uh-oh. He is very good. Daggone good. Yes, it is.
Very good.
So
very good.
Okay.
All right. So now we're gonna get to quarterback play, JD. How did you think the GOAT? How did you think he did yesterday?
So I think Patrick Mahomes, what was different for this game, I think it was a lot more focused. I think he didn't feel like he needed to do more than what he needed to do. And he just gave enough to what he had to give to compete. And he trusted the guys around him. He trusted the guys he was throwing the ball to. And he just let everything just kind of happen. I think he did a great job of that. Now, obviously, unfortunately, the fumble they had two fumbles that kind of series. I think the second series was the one, it was like an anomaly in the whole thing. Like, okay, what's going on? Is there nerves? Sure. I think that was really kind of the only thing that he did that was a little concerning to me. Other than that, I think he made pretty good decisions. He could have made some other decisions as well, but didn't do it. Maybe just didn't see certain guys. But Pat, I think, did a good job. I think he did a real good job. But for me, I look at his play for what he was able to do. I was going to give Pat a B plus. That was my district grade. I'm going to give him a B plus, but I'm going to give Pat. Yeah, see, Vegas keeps getting it. He's right there with me. I think I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stay there. I'm gonna stay there with Pat, man. I'm gonna give Pat, man. I'm gonna give him a B plus. B plus.
How do you grade his spike?
Hey, man, he just slipped out his hand. You going from a guy that spiked the ball every time he scored. Well, get out there. That was my forte. But yeah, but B plus, A minus, that's what Pat is. Okay. So how about we do that, man? We'll give Pat let's give him an A minus, man. Pat, he played a hell of a game. I like that, Junior girl. We'll do it. A minus.
Okay? I like that.
Yeah. So
keep the trend of A's going.
Yeah. Let me switch this man.
So now we're going to get to the running back. Before you do your grades, JD, I posted it on our Twitter account earlier. So 5 years ago today, Kareem Hunt was pulled over in Cleveland. And that's the famous soundbite where the cop is talking to him and Kareem is just kind of venting to the cop about, how he feels awful because, he's not on his team anymore. He had to watch his team win the Super Bowl. They played in the Super Bowl. And that was 5 years ago to the day today.
Really?
5 years to the day.
Wow.
I put together a little clip of Kareem talking about it and also showing how 5 years full circle, man. So.
Oh, what happened to me? Should be playing for a freaking Super Bowl, man. Oh, dude. It hurts.
I was just thinking about that.
It hurts my soul.
In these playoff games, Kansas City.
1st and 10. Hunt again slips through, goes all the way for the touchdown. Kareem Hunt.
I was here when it all started, and I know how hard we work, man, how hard we attack the days. It's just a winning culture out here, and coming back here when I first signed, I knew we'll have an opportunity to come back to the Super Bowl, and that's all I wanted.
So, I mean, that's just the fact that was 5 years ago today, just like so poetic, man. And to see, he was watching his team in the Super Bowl. 5 years later, you're in the freaking Super Bowl, Kareem. And Chiefs Kingdom's rooting for you, buddy.
Yeah. Amazing story. And finding somebody, kind of, down in the dumps where he was, you say it is worse or, very having, contrition and whatnot. But I'm so happy for Kareem Hunt, where he is right now and what he's able to see. And I'm able to see this thing through. And I said this, in the keys to victory, that one thing that we needed to do with Kareem Hunt was give him a heavy dose of Hunt. Hunt for Red October. That's what the name you gave him. So Kareem Hunt, man, he came out there, he hunted, he did all those good things. Shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Did an amazing job. Amazing job. To have a moment of victory and success when it was bleak years before that. And he had to take, a different journey to get to where he is right now. Sometimes it happens in life. So let me just say that philosophically, that sometimes we find ourselves in particular situations that everything might look bleak, may look like, It's just dark times, but there's sun, okay, and hope and all those things on the other side of it. And we just got to persevere through it, really. And he's a living testament to that right here. And him and D Hop are the two guys I want this more than anybody else. And I'm just so glad that he's able to really soak in, take this in, because he deserves it. He deserves it. He was very apologetic. And he came in, and I knew he was doing anything he needed to do for the Chiefs. So he had 17 carries for 64 yards. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I tell you what he was able to give in the game, getting the first downs, getting in the end zone. I mean, you could see it, the passion that he had about him. So for Kareem Hunt and then Isaiah Pacheco too, 5 carries, 12 yards. Isaiah came in and gave in like you should have. I don't know if I'm not even gonna put that fumble on him, okay, because it wasn't his fault. That's on Pat alone. Pat's got to make sure that he's pulling out on that fake, and he didn't do a good job of it. Okay, but I think Pacheco had a decent game. For all of that, man, I'm gonna give these guys. I gave the running backs. I gave them a B plus. Give them a B plus. There was one that Kareem Hunt picked up this blitz, came straight up the middle, and without that getting to Juju, we would have never got down there to score. And it all was because Kareem Hunt came in, man, and made that hit, picked up that blitz, did a great job of doing that. Not to mention Sanjay P. Ryan at the end catching that football for the first down to seal up the game. Running backs, for me, got a B plus. So,
yeah,
did a great job.
It really did. I just think the fact that it was 5 years ago today, because I was looking, because I remember he mentioned the quote about the Super Bowl, and I was like, okay. I was like, what was the exact quote? So I went to the video. Then when I go to the TMZ's account from that, I see it's the January 27th, 2020. I'm like, holy crap, that's today. Like literally 5 years ago today. So it's just, it's a story of redemption, like everyone said in there. But like, that's why, guys do, people do deserve the second act. And I remember there's people in the offseason who were trying to kill you and me, JD, because we were, we wanted to see the whole Rashid Rice thing play out. People want him to be cut right away. And it's like, maybe you never did anything wrong in your life. Like show some grace to somebody,
Absolutely. Because those things don't always define a person to be who they are always. And especially somebody who has who's apologetic, shown contrition, who shows humility. Those are the ones you can get behind and say, yeah, this guy understands, he gets it, right? It's the other ones that sit there and they're whatever it is, right? If you want to call it, okay, the deeds that they've done with no apology to it, okay, the arrogance behind it. It's deceitful, conniving, vile, and all those different things, and don't apologize for none of it. I can't fool with people like that, man. Sorry, can't. That's to me, that's it's disrespectful, dishonest, but it shows a lot about who a person is. So we can tell that he's somebody that learn from his mistakes, and that's good for him. It's great for him.
100%. He said he told Andy he was going to give it his all when he came back to Kansas City, and after all the festivities were all done last night, after everybody got like interviewed and whatnot, he went to the locker room, changed into street clothes, and then went back out. JD is onto the field and just kind of looked at the confetti on the ground and stuff, kind of soaking the moment in, which is just special, because this is his first run of the Super Bowl, man. It's wild.
Let me talk. So Hannah said, "I'm happy for Kareem Hunt. I'm also happy for D-Hop. He is devoted to his mother, who suffered such a heinous attack years ago." Really? I didn't know that. I don't know what the attack was. I don't know this story, Hannah. Maybe I had to look it up. But yeah, but you could tell, for him, he seems like he's got a change of heart. He's changed, man. That's good. Kathy Wetcher's Juju had some speed left, he would have scored. Well, I'm glad he caught the football. So he could get up. That was all it was. Go, Juju. I don't care how much you got to go. So yeah, he a little broke up. Them knees ain't what they used to be, Kathy. I appreciate him catching the football, getting open. That's what we need. That's what we got him here for.
Yeah.
So
Juju plays like a 32-year-old, 33-year-old receiver, but then when you look at his age, you're like, what the heck? He's not mid-30s.
Chris, man, I'm trying to tell you, injuries. You're talking to somebody who's ran a 4.4, 9, 4.5, okay, and 2 knee injuries and surgeries that'll do it to you. So I get it, Juju. Go as fast as you can, buddy. So we saw says Pacheco is not as good as Hunt. The man is a real beast. Feed him. Different styles for sure. Different styles. But I'm not going to diminish Pacheco, because he was one of the ones that helped get us here to where we're at right now. The last few games hadn't been what we thought he was before all of this. And I think he's just trying to do a little bit, too much, getting to her. But these certain games are definitely Hunt games. That's exactly what it is. Maybe a different game was probably more suited for Pacheco, if you will, to get the scheme. But people have their opinions about it.
We don't back to back without Pacheco, so we wouldn't be in position to three-peat without Pop and what he did for us in the postseason last year. I'm not saying like one or the other. I hope we bring back Kareem Hunt and keep him around with the juice he showed this year. This guy's obviously he still calls Kansas City home, right? Call it home, and now he's back home, and so I think they keep him around, and we'll see what happens in the offseason. But yeah, that backfield of those two, I'd like to see a full season with both those guys healthy together, and I think that would do some damage.
Oh yeah, Neff says Fulmer goes to the last person to have full possession. Spoken like a true running back. I see his Jeremy Gold said, I don't agree with that. Mahomes, Pacheco fumble, bull. I am a China shot with Pop. Not saying I'm right, just think Pop don't know out when to dial it back. Yeah, I think it's the patience, man. I think it's the patience of it, Jeremy Gold. It is still like one of those things you just got to work through, like the patience of it for sure. People got those days. People go those days. The difference between Hunt and Pacheco, Hunt is way more hungry right now. You know what? It's hard to measure the hearts, but no doubt Hunt has a whole different motive, the things he needs to do. Yeah. I think Isaiah is just a hungry guy, period. I think for him, he's going to stay hungry. But there is, for Kareem Hunt, there's a reckoning for him.
There's an extra thing on top of being hungry with him.
Yeah, the hungry. Yeah, so yeah, on the Brown, I agree with you somewhat. Yeah, but I know both those guys are hungry for it. Yeah. So I think he's trying to say bull in the China shop, Jeremy Gold, is what he's saying. So good. So yeah. So all right.
JD, now we're gonna go to the wide receiver room, JD.
Yeah. So wide receiver grade. Listen. Keep talking about this guy, man. I want to say this kid, but he's grown up right in front of our eyes. Didn't know what he was going to be able to give for this season. But I could tell he had it in him, and I'm so glad that we got him after watching his tape and his film in Texas, what he's able to do. And you could just see the possibilities with a guy like this. It was good that we was able to get some veterans here around him to help him in his growth and ascension to where he has been and what he's become. But what he's been able to do out on the field, that's all him and his ability. And that is Xavier Worthy. He's just been out there, man, and just making plays. He's a playmaker. And he loves having the ball in his hands. And I love getting the ball in his hands. I love seeing it. And I can see that he's comfortable now being a superstar. So Xavier Worthy, man, shout out to him, because he's electric. He's shown his elusiveness yesterday. He was showing his speed. And when a guy is not thinking as much and he can play fast, which he's probably the fastest player in the league, you can see how dangerous he is. You can see how dangerous he is. And man, incredible job. Talked about our guy Juju. incredible job with Juju. Came back, coming out like the Undertaker, rising back up, catching a couple of footballs, getting up the field. He made 2 huge plays and some great blocks. Juju did a hell of a job yesterday. That's the reason we brought a guy like Juju back. So I know everybody was talking about all these other channels and stuff. What is Juju doing for us? And this is exactly why you do that. This is exactly why you don't give up on guys, okay? That some people always just look at the numbers, but it's more than that. And Juju is a living testament for what this means. That's why you don't give up on guys. That's why you just don't throw guys away and say, oh, okay, well, he ain't catching 10, 11 balls for every game. That's not his role. He's a role player, and he understands what his role is. And that's what I love about it, okay? Because it's a team sport. He's doing what he's being asked to do, and then some. So shout out to him, Juju Smith-Schuster, okay? Shout out to him. Amazing job. Hollywood Brown, God, dog, man, seeing that joker catch the football in RPOs. Should have caught that one deep. I thought he had that one, man. You know, maybe give him a little bit more. Would have got him open. But I same thing, see the possibility with Hollywood Brown. Love to get him back again, Marcus. I agree with you, man. Yeah. Kelsey came in, well, with the tight ends later. But DeAndre Hopkins, 1 for 11. Same thing with D-Hop. Almost had a good throw right there on the goal line to get a score. Didn't quite get to make it. But all those guys, Justin Watson, 2-point conversion, everybody came in and they contributed to this win. Bravo, wide receivers, and they blocked their tails off. So the wide receivers did a great job, man. I'm going to give these guys for what they did, what they gave. I'm going to give them an A. I'm going to give them an A. A minus, actually. A minus is what I'm giving them.
Yeah. And then for those of you who didn't watch the game yesterday, that still image right there, Xavier Worthy came down with that ball.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So collectively, go ahead.
I was to say, I mean, you hit the nail on the nose last year when people were dogging Sky Moore and MVS, and you're like, well, actually, look at what these guys are doing blocking on the outsides. People just want to look at the box score and see what guys are doing as far as numbers wise, right? How many stats, how many catches you got, how many yards you got. That's fine and all, but there's more to it than that. And like Juju, you've been saying for kind of weeks that what Juju's doing on the edge is allowing us to, get, some of these plays, some of these quick screen plays, allowing them to kind of to spring forward for many yards and allowing us to get to this next level when we're running the ball. And Juju's been a real big help out on the edges. Yeah,
absolutely. And you can see that, matter of fact, that one where the Pacheco and Patrick fumble, he was going out to it was a planned run or planned play to Noah Gray in the flat, because the wide receiver was already blocking to get Noah the ball and get up the field. So that'd have been a big play because the linebacker that was covering him was going to get caught inside and get mixed up in all of that, all the muddled stuff, right? So Richard Jaramillo, Dunn cracks me up. Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
That's what we do. Your ball talk with some levity in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna give you the real now. But yeah. So they did a great job. So.
All right, JD, you mentioned you were trying to get to Kelsey a little while ago. Now we're going to go to our tight ends, our favorite position group on the team.
Yeah. So the tight ends, they did a decent job this game. Probably one of their better games. I think they did somewhat okay. Travis could have did a lot better than what he did. Caught 2 balls for 19 yards. But Travis didn't have to do all of it. The other guys stepped up, and that was great just to see that. We didn't have to just rely on Travis. Noah Gray, okay job. The blocking wasn't as good from them that I expected. Travis did a much better job, I think, than Noah did. So I one thing I don't like doing or like seeing, sometimes from the backfield, the kick out blocks, I don't like see tight ends go down in the line of scrimmage because you muddle things up. And that's ended up what happening to some of the things that got kicked out in in the run plays. So for that, man, like I said, one of the greatest games, but hey, it don't always have to be. But I'm just grading on what I've seen out there, some of the catches and opportunities. Um, I'm gonna give my tight ends C plus B minus is where I'm at with you.
Wow. Plot twist. Tight ends have lowest grade of the group so far.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, Trav had one, his hands, he should have probably caught. And I don't think, those guys just happened to be one of those games, man. Just happened to be one of those games. And it's not like they didn't play terrible, but for a group that I know we can rely on every single week, we didn't have to defer to them to win the game for us. And so that was a good thing. That was a good thing. Ginger Girl said, didn't hear the Titans' names called too much. No, you didn't. I'm going to tell you something. This is where we kind of miss kind of a Blake Bell. We kind of miss a guy like him. Because kind of being on the blocking aspect, kind of want a bigger guy that can do those things, can kick guys out, get in guys' faces. I think it's one thing we do kind of miss is that prototypical blocking tight end or a guy that can kind of get after it. Travis does a great job by himself, and he does. What I loved about Travis, and I think it's what might take me up there to the B minus is every time a guy was on the ground, one of our players, Trav was right there picking them up and talking smack to the people. And I think he realized this is my role for the game. I'm going to be the protector. I'm going to be the enforcer. So I'm going to change my grade from a C plus to a B minus just for that fact. But Noah Gray needed to do a much better job than a blocking. But that's one thing I loved about Trav is the fire that he had in playing. And so he wanted to make sure that the guys, and it didn't matter what it was, he'd be right there. Guys come up. He go and jaw with guys that weren't even part of it. And he was just riling them up, trying to get them upset, trying to get them out of part of their game. And so that's what good players do. Great players do things like that, because he realized maybe I need to shift gears, right? Maybe I need to take care of the young wide receiver or Kareem Hunt or Patrick Mahomes and all these other guys. He was right there in the business, man, ready to mix it up. Because to be honest with you, he took on that role and I didn't see anybody else doing what he was doing. I love that part about him. I'm like, look at Trav. Look at him. I'm like, hell yeah. Go ahead, Trav. Get in their tail. Let them know. So,
do you think that blocking tight end kind of guy, do you think that's something they look at in the offseason? Maybe whether it be a draft or free agency, it's a guy they just bring in as like a third depth piece kind of guy?
Don't get me wrong. He has to be a guy that can do both. He can do it all. You know what I'm saying? So not just, somewhat of a big bruiser, but a guy that can do it really all. There's plenty of tight ends out there that have that about them. So sure, we need to find it. I didn't really see Hendershot. Did Hendershot even dress for the game? Was he even there? I don't think I've ever seen him even on special teams. So I'm not sure. But
I'm looking now. Hendershot.
Which y'all said he was on special teams. I didn't really see him. I didn't even hear his name being called.
He got 4 snaps last night.
Okay. All right.
So
yeah. So that's where they are.
There you go. For the new NFL fans, if Juju isn't catching, he's laying the smackdown. Respect is deserved for him. JD and Marcus, love y'all. Appreciate you about time, brother.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, 100% true. There's more to the game than just the box score stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Clifford said, yeah, he played. What's up, John Clifford? Good to see you, man.
All right, now we're getting to the O-line, JD, which you praised. If you guys watched the postgame show last night, JD praised the O-line big time last night. So I think I know what kind of letter grade we're looking at here.
So the O-line, I challenged these guys. And I said, this game is going to be won in the trenches. Right there, where the big boys play, where all the blowns are thrown every single snap. There's no way a lineman that's in the trenches can avoid hitting somebody. It happens every single play. Wide receivers don't have to get hit every time. Tight ends, not necessarily. Quarterbacks and run, not every time. But linemen, without a doubt, it is a physical game the entire time. And so our guys stepped up. Maybe on Wednesday, I'll show you some of the film that I was looking at to show how these guys was rooting guys out, how guys were getting up on the second level, how they were like mauling guys at the line of scrimmage. They did a very good job. There was times that we got beat, got pushed back a little bit. Okay, make no mistake about it. It wasn't perfect, but a much better job than what I have been seeing the past few games. I'm talking about a few games, Marcus. A few games. I'm talking about maybe 3 or 4 games deep. That offensive line to me was just like subpar. Really, just be honest with you. But these guys came out there on a mission yesterday, and I think because of their play was what our success was about. There's a correlation to it. Getting holes on Kareem Hunt, them guys getting outside, and I'm talking about laying smack down, throwing dudes down, hitting them. I'm talking about they was doing a great job of it. But like I said, it wasn't perfect. But I'm going to give, man, our offensive line, I'm going to give them jokers, man. I actually gave them a B.
Wow, that's kind of surprising. Why? I was assuming you were going to give them an A or
an A.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, they did a great job. Much better job than what they had been doing. I could have easily gave them a B plus, but definitely not an A.
Right.
There were some things obviously that guys got beat. Mike Caliendo got beat a few times.
Man, there was one that was really bad.
No, he picked him up, put him all the way back there. You seen that? Yeah, I was like, that. Yeah, he got manhandled. What happened? NFL, man. He sucked. And not only that, but there was times, man, they came downhill. The linebacker, I don't know, Milano or somebody hit Juwan Taylor so hard. I know he was on his back. I don't like seeing linemen on their back getting smacked like that. Didn't have penalties. Like, that was good. It was nice not to see something like that, man. But there was some times that they was laying the wood on folks. And there was times the wood was getting laid on them. But for the majority, they won the battle up front, and that's what I wanted to see. So, yeah, I could give them a B, B plus. If you want to give them a B plus, I think they're somewhere around there. I do. They did a great job. But there was times there was some got beat getting through. So B's it's a good grade, man.
Solid. I'll take it.
Hey, man, shoot.
I'll tell you what, though, we're going against a pretty stout defensive line in a few weeks.
Oh
so
yeah,
Caliendo better do something because he's got a big hoss coming his way.
Yeah, you know what? Well, I ain't gonna say that right now.
Yeah, we'll get to that when as we preview the Super Bowl, but not bad. We'll take it.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna get to Spags, the defense. JD.
Spags. My guy, Spags. I think Spags called a pretty good game. And it's always on, your scheme. You want guys be in a position to make plays, do what you ask them to do. I think Spags was picking and choosing. Obviously, against the type of offense we were going against, was kind of non-traditional for us. We was running a lot of combination coverages. I seen some cover 2 where we got beat in the secondary. Maybe some guys didn't communicate where they needed to be. Curtis Samuel getting open in the end zone was another one. I think it was just miscommunication. I don't know if it was necessarily Spags calling it and the guys didn't understand where they were supposed to be. But I think it was more indication of the player. Okay. But with Spags, I think he called a good game. And toward the end, when he was able to kind of pick and choose for the blitzes, I think he did a good job of that. And also, too, lining the guys up to stop that whole, Josh Allen doing 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, and those things like that. Great job by Spags, man. So I'm gonna give Spags, man, I'm giving him a B+. Did a good job.
Yeah, his second half was phenomenal.
Yeah, his rotation too. When I was seeing the guys he was putting in combination wise on the defensive line, I think kind of worked. But I love because he was switching guys up, and that so.
I think Wharton is going to make some good money this offseason. That's going to be a guy we're going to have to fill our shoes, and he stepped up big time. We were talking about who's going to be a DT to step up this year. Wharton's been that guy all year long, and I think he made himself some money, but who knows? I thought Mike Dana made himself a lot of money last year, and then he went to free agency and didn't get touched, and we ended up bringing him back. So who knows?
Yeah. Sasha says, Spags has the most unique zone blitzes. Chris Jones was man on and tight end at least one play. Yeah, I seen that. And it throws people off. I've seen Kalafis drop in coverage. We've seen, Mike Pennell do it too. He's dropped everybody, I think, in coverage at FAU. He's dropped a little bit of everybody. I think those big guys like doing that, to be honest with you, because they make them feel like they're athletic. Like, okay, coach, trust me, to cover a guy. All right. I see Mike Pennell. Mike Pennell needed oxygen after he got finished doing his little coverage. It was funny, but yeah, no, very, very exotic blitzes by Spags. Best in the business.
And I loved hearing Jones and Karlaftis pretty much say what I've been saying. Selfishly, I don't want to go anywhere. And Chris Jones said last night that we're going to continue to be here in the Super Bowl as long as Spags is our defensive coordinator. And then Karlaftis said last year when he was interviewed after the AFC Championship game, he said, "Oh man, I don't know why Spags isn't getting interviewed anywhere else." But he was like, "But nah, screw that. I want him back. I want him here again."
Yeah, shoot, absolutely.
As do
I think
we.
Spags like it here, man. And so I get maybe he wants to rectify some of the things that he wasn't able to get right as a head coach. Okay. He wins this one, he may go for another one, and then maybe he'd be like, hey, let's go somewhere else. So
that's a good blitz package right there. That's what I'm calling for from the sidelines during our flag football games.
Is that right? The dash blitz is the one that comes from corner to apply pressure. That's right. Come out the stands, baby.
They never see that coming. We're all about disguise coverages, JD, on our flag team.
I hear you, brother.
All right, JD. So now we got D-line.
For the D-line, man, I was looking for people to step up that had to step up. Shout out to Mike Pennell because he was battling up front. Him and Turk was doing a good job. And I was looking for unsung heroes that names you don't hear as much. Those two guys stepped up a good number of times that some things you just didn't quite see. And so I think Mike might have been like third leading tackler on the team, coming off, making plays. He was shedding, getting off. He was pushing back, which causes just like the vision and perception for Josh to try to get around because he's getting pushed back and he had to get the ball released. All those things matter. Another guy I think, man, that I give high praise to, man, is Mike Dana. Mike Dana had a hell of a game, man. And Mike Dana, he's a guy that Spags appreciates and can use because when I'm telling you Mike Dana played every position on the D-line, he played every position, defensive tackle. He was in there on the 4th and 1 playing like the nose, the 2 technique. And I'm like, is that Mike Dana? Sure enough, that was him. Sure enough, it was him. He was the one that's causing pressure getting up the field on Josh Allen too. Mike Dana had a hell of a game. So shout out to him, man. Great job by him. Amenahu, decent game. Amenahu still kind of, still battling that knee a little bit. I could tell. Still laboring a little bit with that knee. He's going to, this 2 weeks, man, big fella, man, get you some rest. Get that knee ready for this Super Bowl, okay? So you can be close to 100% as you possibly can. And so sometimes this is like one of those things, like you get out there and you want to be 100%, and then all of a sudden, your knee don't respond like you need it to. But I think he did a decent job. I seen him do better, but I think it is because that knee just needed a little bit. Could get a little fluid and all those different things, a little swelling. From a guy that has knee injuries, I understand it immediately what that is. Okay, and I could recognize it. So, but his effort that he gives, when I know that his knee is hurting him, he's a warrior. Talked about it. So those guys did a decent job up front. Chris Jones came in, went out to defensive end, flushed Josh out when he had his spy. Beautiful job on that. And that's just cerebral. That's what you're talking about. That's the IQ of just knowing and letting the guys, hey, this is what I'm going to do on this play. Okay. So I don't know if it was intentional for him to do that or if Chris Jones just told him, I'm going to flush him out. Okay. He just knew that the guys that spying him was going to be able to come out there. But the D-line did a great job. I'm going to give these guys, I'm going to give them a B.
I know I mentioned the Eagles D-line, but the Eagles better figure out their center situation. Cam Jurgens is hurt, and so is Landon Dickerson, both potential center options for them. And I'll tell you what, Chris Jones is a man amongst boys out there. I think yesterday, his pass rush win rate was about like 30-something% last night, which is unreal. And I think I read that to put in perspective how good his pass rush win rate was last night, the person who led the league in pass rush win rate was Myles Garrett, who had 23%, and Chris Jones had 30-something% last night. So, and he went against a pretty damn good center last night in Buffalo and interior line over there. So, tell you what, Philly's gonna have their hands full with that number 95 and everybody else on that D line. But Chris Jones was a handful last night.
Oh yeah. Chris Jones a handful every night he goes out there.
Yeah.
They know it. They better get two guys on him. You better find out where 95 is. You better stop him. So.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see, to look at their center situation over the next 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, JD. Now we're going to get to Nick Bolton, your guy, the linebackers.
Linebackers, not one of their best games. And I'm looking at the coverage, figuring some of these things out. When we was playing some combination coverage, like you have cover two, maybe a little bit of, cover four over here, quarter, halves, because you're rolling, you got to roll your safeties. What happens? So, sometimes linebackers got to take up the space for those things. So if he's rolling, right, that means the linebackers got to be able to cover some parts of those areas. And that one where Curtis Samuel was open down there in the end zone, I couldn't tell if it was Drew Tranquill should have been back there for that quarter coverage, and because Reed was up on the line of scrimmage. So is that Reed's area or what? I was trying to figure that out. So I went through and I seen, okay, they had 4 to one side. They had, quads, and then they motioned back, but there was no adjustment. And there was no adjustment by Hicks to roll back toward the middle. And so when they was trying to make the communication, I'm like, oh, okay, this is a miscommunication. Somebody lost where he was supposed to be. I don't know if Drew Tranquill thought that was supposed to be my guy and pass him off, and somebody's back here, which should have been Reed, or was that supposed to be Hicks going back this way? But they kind of ran. They did a good job of actually motioning the guys in and out to kind of confuse somewhat of that. So that kind of got us a little bit in trouble. But I think, man, the linebackers did just okay job. I think they did an okay job. I'm gonna give my linebackers, man. I'm gonna give them a C+.
It did look like on that touchdown where Curtis Samuel was in the back of the end zone. It did look like Tranquill, when he kind of looked around, it looked like he pointed himself. I mean, when they showed the replay, it looked like he pointed himself after the fact. So you might be right that I think it was that was his area.
Yeah. These guys, man, I think I'm generous with the C+. I think they was more at the C grade at linebacker, to be honest with you. So, yeah, not their best game at all. Cover two, Josh put one right on him. Bolton's supposed to be there for that. He's opened it up. I mean, it was a laser shot. Who they throw it? Shakir threw it to him. So, yeah, got to play much better job, man. Linebackers much better job making tackles, coming off the blocks. Especially, we kind of undersized in that area. Linebackers, only one big is Chanel. There was one Chanel couldn't get to the outside. There was one Drew got caught up in the inside, and that was just based off the play that they did. They running 2 picks, so it was a good scheme play for covering the linebackers or picking them on that. So,
yeah, how big of a? Well, I guess we'll talk about when we preview Philadelphia, but linebackers are gonna have they're gonna have a pretty big role in that game in the game plan against the Eagles, right?
Absolutely, shit.
You're good.
Try not to cuss out here. Goddard for sure is going to be trying to eat. Devontae Smith is going to try to eat there too. So yeah. I know kids watch this, man. I just Coach Dunn. I remember the kid, Coach Dunn, they made you cuss. I'm like, yeah, Dad got it, made me cuss. So
I will say our demographics, looking at our numbers, we're 36 to 52 range, JD.
I hear you, man. I got you, but I don't. If my grandson comes out here, you don't hear Papa cuss. You don't hear. He look at me like, what? Get out the soap. I heard it. No, you're not. So, it's funny, but yeah, we're gonna have our hands full for sure. Goddard is gonna be sitting there. They definitely gonna get the ball to him. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, but no, that's we know this game. Man, they're definitely gonna try to exploit our linebackers with him. He does a good job, man, getting open. He does a great job of doing that. And so we got to be ready.
And we've had our troubles with tight ends too. That didn't show up yesterday, but Philly might exploit that.
But also, too, not only that, but also, man, Saquon. We got to tackle.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we get off blocks, man. They got a good offensive line. Well, we got a hands full against Philly. We got to be ready.
Yep.
We got to be ready. After what we saw they do to the Commanders not us. Commanders not us. So we're gonna have to get ready for that. I'm your nephew, remember? For sure. Oh yeah. It's funny.
He's all over you. Chad's all over you.
Yeah. It's funny. All right, Def. But yeah, look, we got to make sure that we getting off blocks coming in, because Saquon Barkley will go hit his head on the goalpost. He will take it to the house. And we talking about one of the best backs in the league, if not the best back in the league. Matter of fact, I say he's the best back in the league. Between him and Derrick Henry, everybody else is a distant third to where them guys been playing this year. Yep. He's the best. He's better than Derrick Henry. So,
yeah, it's a long way off from when they had Miles Sanders 2 years ago as their starting back in the Super Bowl. It's a different animal now.
That's right. That's right. But we're better. We're better than Washington. Much better.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like Brennan said. Go ahead.
I was to say night and day compared to Washington.
Oh yeah, like Brennan said, D lines and keep our linebackers clean versus Philly, no question. It's got to be up front too, man. They got a hell of an offensive line. So,
yep. All right, now we're going to go DBs for our final defensive position group, JD. And a lot of people were interested in how you felt about the safeties yesterday.
Oh, just the safeties? Okay.
Well, I saw King Mo. He made a comment about he was curious about what you thought about the safeties specifically, but
yeah. Kimo, I'm gonna answer your question. I think the safeties could have been better. Could have been much better. Still, it's like the recognition of where you're supposed to be covering guys. I think we kind of got lost and just got beat on a few plays. Got to do a much better job from all the safeties. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that because they're going to have a much better receiving corps coming in when we play in the Super Bowl. And A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, we already talked about Goddard. They used Jahan Dotson. Eagles use a lot of different guys. So we got to be ready. And we got to know Saquon Barkley, if he does get in the secondary, you got to be a short tackler. Got to be short tackler. Because to me, the way he was able to, get up there and with the Commanders, you go with any defense he went against. He get in that secondary, man, it's cancel Christmas. That Joker's, he's gonna get up through. He's gonna get up through. Reed was A+, Cook C-, Connor C+. Got it, he did a decent job. Did a decent job. Reed A+. I'll give him probably a B. Is where I seen him. So, we got good instincts. He's an intelligent player. So,
how do you think Hicks did yesterday?
I think Hicks just did all right. I think he just did okay. So, I think with him, it's just communication still, But, man, I like Hicks. And look, these things are going to happen, right? What a team wants to do is they want to be able to confuse you. And so a lot of it goes with motion or getting guys, they were using a lot of pick routes. That's what Buffalo does. They do a good job of that. And Josh Allen's a guy that runs that offense the way he wants to. Hey, shoot. When Mac Hollis is getting off on you, and Amari, Khalil Shakur had 6 for 46, Amari Cooper 4 for 33, Mac Hollis 3 for 73. They had, a good game. Kind of honest. So,
yeah. Even Najee played pretty well yesterday. I know he's taking his lumps this year, but Najee played pretty good yesterday on the outside.
Yeah, he did. Pretty decent. I think Jalen did a decent job too.
Oh yeah, Jalen was fantastic. I think at this point it's like a foregone conclusion. Yeah, Watson's doing his thing out there.
I think he's still I seen him kind of limping a little bit too. So this will help him as well, kind of still get into that to get our way back.
Yeah.
So he has some spots. So. But I'll just say the entire secondary. So I'll go through the entire secondary, DB and wise and whatnot. Trick McDuffie did a great job. There's sometimes guys get beat. Mike Hollis is a tall receiver. He made one hell of a play in the end zone. Kind of holding him back, but they called it pass interference on McDuffie. I was like, man, I didn't see that there at all. At all. So
it was rigged.
Yeah. Sure. But McDuffie he kind of tipped the ball to Mac Hollis, actually. He just got his finger on him just a little bit. So, other than that, man, I'm gonna give my secondary, I'm gonna give him a C+.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
That's about right. Yeah. All right. So now, JD, we're gonna end our final, I guess, not Super Bowl grades show with our special teams, JD.
So I'm gonna just combine this grade. Tobin is special teams grade. I like it. So this is special teams, everybody. Like I said, you put guys in position to make plays. I think Nico Remigio did a great job reading his blocks. Tobe kind of set him up for a couple of those things, and guys did a great job just giving him a chance and opportunity to return the ball. And Nico Remigio, man, to me, has earned his position on this team. I think going forward, Nico Remigio will be our returner. He comes here next year, he's going to be our returner. But he's a guy I think that we need to sign. I think that's his position. We don't have to worry about anybody else. I would say this is your job. Okay. You have earned your place on this team to be this guy. That's what he needs to do. So, and he could come in and obviously an offense and help us out there too. But I think his vision and him taking chances, man, you need a guy like that has that energy and electricity about him. Exciting. So for him, Reza, he's a good punch. I know we got in his zone a couple of times. Probably should have got down there. Buckner coming in, kicking. I said that in my speech. I don't want to see Bucket out there at all. I wanted us to score every time we get out. Didn't want to see Buck. Buck didn't want to see you, but I'm glad I did. You came out there, you got what you got. So for those guys, man, I gave special teams, Tobin, those guys, the block and whatnot. I actually gave them I gave them an A-. Give me A-.
Yeah, I thought Nico, like we said, and I think Greg Rose says he's fearless. That's why I loved him, man. Because he's taking the opportunities, taking the chances that some of the guys we had back there were not doing. And love that. Also, what you saying, I think he's going to be our guy next year. Does that mean you think Hardman's probably done in Kansas City? I know we haven't really seen him in months. Do you think they bring him back, or you think they just?
Who's that?
McCole. Do you think they kind of go different directions?
I don't know, man. We'll do what that do in the offseason. I like McCole. So
yeah, just couldn't the last few years has not been able to stay healthy. That's unfortunate for McCole. But like you say, one man's loss, another man's opportunity, and Nico's really stepped up. So
yeah, man.
There you go.
Yeah. So you got to take it. You got to take advantage of the opportunities you got, especially in the NFL. So those things come far and few between. And if you got a chance and opportunity to show it, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Because it get you employed, get you a job, man. Get you a job. So,
yeah. Props to Nico, man. Props to our guy out of Fresno State, stepping up and just dominating in this postseason from giving us some juice. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, man. So those are my grades. I think for this week, Marcus. Obviously, I'm gonna be on some different shows. I bring some guys in to come talking about a few things. I think it'll be good. I might bring Jim Diopolis back as an official, kind of talk about some of these things too. Jim would be a good guy to talk.
That's right. That's right. Our official.
Yeah. And so we had some good communications, good talks. And so this is, I'm glad that we are where we are. And so man, I'm telling you, for me, I'm really excited. Old teams playing. It's what this is, man. It's what this is. It's going to be a great game. Not going to be a blowout. This is going to be a great game. So,
Yep. It's going to be a good 2 weeks of previewing for the big game in 13 days. You see, we got a countdown. Add a new little graphic to our show. We're going to have a countdown on the show. So 13 days, everybody. If everyone needs a reminder, which I don't think you guys need a reminder, but it's nice just to have that there. It's a 13 days till the big dance. So, but yeah, 2 weeks.
You see it? You said it's on here? Oh, I see it over here now. I see. Okay. Yeah. I got it. Oh, okay. 13 days. Till Christmas. There we go.
There you go. But yeah, guys, so like JD said, Wednesday we'll have a guest on talking, previewing this big game. Maybe some film review, as JD mentioned. He wanted to show some of the blocks that he liked from the game on Sunday. But guys, it does it for us. We'll see you guys Wednesday for the preview. JD, close us out here, brother.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, man, I appreciate y'all all showing up tonight. I love all the conversation and the chat in here. I always try to get to y'all as much as possible. I know we're sitting over here kind of running the mouth with the grades, but I do enjoy some of the conversation I do see over here. Perfection 2K. If we capitalize and score on each mistake they make, we run away with it. I do hope so. That's exactly what we need to do. It's capitalizing on mistakes. And so we know they'll make some mistakes. We know Philly is good for those things. Hurts is good for those things. So maybe we'll get a AJ Brown where he's not involved reading another book. How to accept the losing in the Super Bowl or something. Give a book like that.
Accept defeat.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, definitely, man, definitely. But look, we appreciate everybody coming out, having a great time, talking football. Wednesday, come with some of your questions. We're gonna talk about. I have a guest on here on Wednesday to talk a little bit. Y'all can ask him questions too. We're gonna have an amazing time this week coming through all of this. And so leading up to the Super Bowl, we're gonna try to get some guests out here too, Marcus, some other guys as well. So don't be surprised we don't have a couple of coaches and stuff like that from the team. We're gonna see. I'm gonna reach out to a couple of guys and see what we can do. Because now they kind of open up their windows where they can kind of talk and then, maybe not talk too much, but we'll see. We'll just have to find out. All right. But look, let me just say this real quick. Kathy Welch, Hearts and Roses, About Time, Vegas Chief Kingdom, Greg Rose, Sasha, The Barbershop, Samjay Guest, Witchy Hall, Amder Brown, John Clifford, KSU 1989. Let me see who else we got on here. Did I say Vegas Chief Kingdom, Perfection 2K? Let me hear what say. Neff, good to see you as well. G Pick on here, Chief of 65. Kathy Welch. Delmonte Green Beans. Delmonte Green Beans, you said you had to tell you how you got that name. You had to tell us how you got the name, man. You had to tell us for sure how you got there. I'm sure it's a great story. Don Peterson, good seeing you, my brother. Let me see who else we got on here. Sweetie was on here as well. Go for Ever KC. Andre Chenault, still praying for you, sweetie. All right. Hold your head up. Tell your niece hold her head up too. Okay. Holding on to y'all guys. Still loving y'all. I'm praying for you all. Audio Talk is in here in the house. Maybe you saw him more than but I was surprised Leo wasn't faster. Kaloftis moves faster. Yeah, Leo's he's a big guy, man, but he's kind of fast, but like starting and going is, not his forte. He's a fast guy, just, like stopping, starting, and going is like a little bit of his the challenge for him. Let me see who else. We saw was here. Good to see you, Greg Rose. I know I probably said your name, maybe not. Didn't. Just said it there, my brother. Chiefs fan from Southern Cal. George is doing double duty. Yes, he was. What's we got on here? YB Negative. YB Negative was in the house, of course. Hannah was in here as well. Hannah, appreciate it. Dom Jones was here as well. What else we got in here? Told you, good game. It was. Great game. Great game. About time. Appreciate the contribution, my brother. I think we've seen that down here. Who's the guy, the long name we get here? Just saying that Jeremy Gold is in here as well. Double A was in here. Richard Jaramillo. JD, we stuck the arrows in them bills. We sure did, Dennis. Absolutely. So we got a little bit at Buffalo Hide for the winner. I love it. Love it. That's Maria DeJarnes. You see, Joe E was in here. Ginger Girl in the house, in the building as well. Casey Colossus. What else we got? Under Brown, appreciate the contribution, my brother. I'm going back through and I'm seeing everybody. Optimistic James was in the house too. Let me see. So, listen, y'all know what it is. If I didn't get to say your name, you know how I feel about you. Okay. We love you guys. Appreciate y'all coming out, having a great time. I hope y'all celebrate it. Enjoy this win. Enjoy it. 2 weeks until we get there to the Super Bowl. We're going to take our time and walk all the way down there to New Orleans and cheer these guys on. So maybe we rub our nickels together and get about $6,000, man, and give it to the man or something. You think about Marcus, huh?
Oh boy.
Ray 028. Because they was asking, man, we still get tickets. Yeah, but the way they do it now, Hippie, Cripriot, I could probably purchase tickets, but then it's like you got to go down there. If you want to get tickets, you got to be at the game. They've changed everything up. It's totally different now. So no more of that, sending it in the mail to you, and they're requiring you to be on the spot at the hotel to get it a few hours before the game. So you won't benefit and sell them. That's how they're doing it now. So they want you to benefit and sell the tickets for more than what ticket price is, but they can do it all day and get the money. So I don't know. Like you say, make it make sense. But oh well, it is what it is. But look, we're gonna have a good time. I'm glad y'all showed up. Glad y'all came out here. Marcus, my brother, listen, love you all. Hey, Dad got it. Those Chiefs are in the Super Bowl again, baby. We're going for the
done it again.
Finish this thing up. Finish this thing up. So I hope for the rest of this week, we're just going to have a great time, sit back and enjoy this victory is what we're going to do, okay? Be immersed in all of it. Come out here with some questions. I'm going to start doing a deep dive on the Eagles as well. I'm going to start doing some video as far as like how I feel like we need to attack them when we get back to the keys of victory. But I'm going to start looking at some of their film, breaking some of their stuff down, looking at some of the things that we have as far as our weaknesses, things we need to address. And so some of my thoughts, I'll let y'all know a little bit more on Wednesday, some of the things I'm thinking as far as maybe what we should do or what it may look like. So, all right. But listen, y'all guys be good. Y'all take care, girls and guys and gals. Guys and gals is what it is. But Mark's my brother, man. Love you. Love you guys out there. Chief Concern Kingdom. We will see y'all on Wednesday night, man. Okay.
Wednesday night. Love y'all. Have a good night, everybody.
Love you guys. Yes, sir, baby. We are back. We are here. Yes, sir. Let's see y'all. Y'all
Let's
take
get
care.
it, baby.
God bless.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.